I'm Big D, and this is Budget Built Hot Rods. In this episode, we're going to work on this 66 Fairlane, and we pull the 289 at 4-speed out because we have to make room for that big Coyote motor. So hopefully you stick around and stay tuned. So far, what we've got is we've already started unwiring the motor. Got a couple things taken off, fuel pumps fixing to come off. Got the hood off, as you can see, but we're going to put it in the air, drain the radiator, and start getting ready to pull this transmission out. And then after that, we're going to get the motor yanked out of it. This car was bought at an auction, so whenever you buy cars you know nothing about, you never know what you're going to come across. Like this right here, this is the rod for the clutch, and then look at this stack of washers as a spacer, and then this is a socket welded on. That was the clutch rod, and then this was your cross member, piece of angle iron that cut out for the exhaust. Sometimes you wonder what people's thinking is. Whenever we started to take the drive line off, they used a spacer in the U-joint because the U-joint was the wrong one. So on the cap, in this part of the cap, there was a spacer in there to hold the U-joint on. And the crazy thing is, it may have worked. They actually drove this car for a year and never had any issues. But that's part of making sure that when you buy something, especially like this, you go ahead and you do a full nut and bolt check. You want to climb around under the car, make sure that everything's nice and tight. Something like that right there could have been a disaster waiting to happen. He just got really lucky. But anyway, you always want to double check and go over these things before you start driving them, especially if it's something that you buy and know nothing about. Also, if you look, this is the floor, and then this is a fiberglass tunnel they put over the top of the steel floor and then carpeted over it. That's a screw holding the carpet down. That is part of the things you find. Look at the wiring. Yeah, it might have been a good driver, but we can do better than this. this car, the largest engine that come in this was a 390, and unfortunately, the 5-liter Coyote engine is wider than the 390, and the 390 barely fits right here in between these rails. So we're going to have to take and modify these or cut them completely out and change the suspension completely, which is probably what we're going to have to do. Not to mention, it will help the ride quality of the car tremendously. But this is only wide enough for the 390. So that is going to be our largest modification. Okay, there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed this little video. The future videos will start doing all the fab work to make that thing fit. So hopefully you stick around, stay tuned. If you enjoyed this little video, would you please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, try to keep it between the mayonnaise and the mustard, and we'll catch you on the 2 lane.